What's up, guys? Take 3 of this awesome meal prep Q&A video. The kiddos are in the background, so hopefully we can get through this without too many interruptions. So, midweek meal prep, we were out of town this weekend. We were up in Utah, so our typical weekend meal prep didn't happen. Steve started working on some protein yesterday, and I'm gonna knock out the sides and answer these questions in the group. So here we go. Number 1, what to make and how to not get bored with it through the week. And then I'm gonna tack on number 2 and 3 because they both say what to make is always my headache, what to make and what spices to add to make it taste good. So what to make, what do you like, what will you eat? So if you know that you're gonna stick with that rule of 3 that I harp on and preach all the time, 3 proteins, 3 carbs, and 3 vegetables, what do you like? So if you make your list of every protein under the sun, knock out all the ones you don't like, pick 3 that you do like. So start there. Then take all the carbs. What 3 carbs would taste good with these proteins? It's like you draw a line. I want chicken with potatoes and asparagus. I want beef with rice and broccoli. And that's how I do it. It's easy. I know I need protein, carbs, and veggies, and the fat is gonna come within those proteins most likely or on the side. So pick your 3, protein, carbs, veggies. There's a restaurant out here called Greens and Proteins, and I just think I need my greens, I need my proteins, I need my greens, I need my proteins. And then you add in the carbs. Carbs are the easy part to get in, like super easy. So I'll get with you guys on what we're making this week that fits that 3-3-3. And then what spices, any and all spices. So I'll just take you over to my spice rack. Let's see what's in Chrissy's spice rack. Let's see what's in Chrissy's spice rack. So we have all these Weber bold chipotle. Is it chipotle or chipotle? Gourmet burger, garlic jalapeno. I'm not sponsored by Weber. Sweet and smoky. What's this one? Oh, garlic parm. 6 pepper. Got a little ground mustard. That's for a recipe. Chicago steak. Chicago, what up? Steak and chop. I got my sprinkles down here for baking. Basil, chili powder, parsley. Up here we got onion powder, Mrs. Dash, all those. And then up here, this is where, these are the most frequently used ones. Creole, that one's very salty, so we use that sparingly. We buy this in bulk. Taco seasoning. This is my most frequently used one for veggies. Garlic salt with cracked pepper. Ooh, this is a good one. Any ranch peeps? Ranch powder. What up? Cayenne. Crushed red pepper. Ooh. That's my secondary spice rack. Okay, I like my spices. Yes, I do. So once again, what spices do you like? You like spicy? You like garlicky? No spices are off limits, people. Use all the spices and seasonings. I am not a chef. I just make shit up with the spices. I'm like, ooh, basil? Sure. Oregano? Why not? So there's a reason I don't have a cookbook yet because I'm really bad at measuring. And also my shit is so boring. Do you prep your dinners too? Yeah, I do. I work all day long, so I don't have time. I do all my personal training in the evenings, so I have to prep my dinner ahead of time. And also, I don't want to spend time cooking every single night. Like, it takes up too much time, and by the time it's time to eat, it's like, it's time to eat. And making a whole meal every night just isn't realistic. I understand like the tradition for some families, and that's great. It's just not where we're at in our lives. Because this says I do lunches and plan snacks, but dinner I like to chill out and get creative. That's cool. Do that. Like, I 100% support that. If you have the time, think ahead. Make sure you're not starving by the time dinner comes. If you don't want to meal prep dinner and that works for your schedule, freaking make that shit up on the fly. But yeah, it makes it hard to get in the necessary macros. Plan ahead. So when I say make that shit up on the fly, like make the meal up on the fly, but don't just, I'll try this and I'll try, like, think about, plan your menu out, and then make it make sense. Either way, it should be your protein, your carb, and your veggie. So even if you are just piecing it together, if you fit that in, you should know you're serving of protein, your carb, and your veggie. So it should work. Pre-planning, I always end up on Sundays looking at my pantry and fridge going, crap, I should have bought X, Y, and Z. Tim, are you going to the grocery store without a list? Make your grocery list around what you're going to cook for the week, and then you're not going to be scratching your head wondering what you're going to do. And if you're not the one doing the grocery shopping, communicate with whoever is doing the grocery shopping and make sure that the stuff is getting purchased that you need for your meals. How do I make ground turkey taste like anything other than regret? That's my girl Natalie with the jokes. All of those seasonings and spices. No, also we do a lot of like either meatballs or like pasta, like spaghetti meat sauce with the ground turkey. We either do taco meat with the taco seasoning or we mix it with pasta sauce. We used to do turkey burgers with those seasonings, and then we'd throw in like jalapenos and crushed pineapple to make like a spicy pineapple turkey burger. Super yum. My husband with another joke, smother everything in ranch. Ranch is so high in fat. It's unbelievable. I like the ranch powder though. I see you put together meals. Some people batch cook and then piece meals together. Do you put your macros ahead for that meal or just eat the same thing? All right, so when we do the rule of 3, the 3 proteins, the 3 carbs, and the 3 veggies, that makes 3 different meal options, and we make 5 of those a piece per person, or 6. So there are 15 meals essentially prepped in the fridge. And yes, I rotate through those same meals for the whole week. It's just food to me at this point. No matter what, I'm gonna eat some sort of red meat, some sort of chicken, and some sort of turkey every day. Sometimes I will have salmon instead or shrimp instead. But I find that the chicken, the beef, and the turkey last longer than fish. So if I do a fish dish, I'll typically only make like 3 or 4 portions. And then that's causing me to have to cook midweek, which I don't have time to be cooking every couple of days at this point in my life. So I would rather cook food that lasts the whole week. I've never had my food spoil in a rapid time. Sometimes fish gets stinky though. So anyways, let's go over and see what we're cooking. Steve cooked, I don't know how to do this. Camera action. You see? Do you see what I see? A big thing of chicken and burgers, meat and meat, ready for me to eat. See, I'm good on the taco meat. Normally this is divvied out into little containers that are just like, like these containers, 5-ounce container. Put 5 ounces in those containers. Then we always have stuff like this on deck. Chicken sausages, deli turkey to slice, just ready to go if we need a little protein bump. Clearly we are not vegan. No shade. Let's see what the kids are doing. Holy mess. Holy mess. He thinks it's funny. All right, so here's what we got. Broccoli, squash and zucchini, potatoes. So those are 2 veggies and 1 carb. I'm going to boil this water. Boil the water. And I'm gonna toss those taters right on in there, okay? So, okay. I'm gonna take this broccoli. He thinks I'm talking to him. I'm gonna take this broccoli and I'm gonna throw it on this pan. You guys are gonna see how simple I make life around here. Broccoli. And gonna go like this. Oh, we got a stray one. Get back on there. Okay. If you haven't learned yet, I don't take much too seriously. Okay, so these big guys I'm gonna rip apart because it's more than a mouthful. More than a mouthful. More than a mouthful. Okay, so I got my broccoli on the pan. I've preheated the oven to 425. I'm gonna go over and get my olive oil.
Oh, what you got? You got Play-Doh!
Thank you. All right. From there, I'm gonna take this olive oil, measuring cups. Okay. This is a hodgepodge. Hodgepodge madodge. Tablespoon. I'm gonna take this and drizzle. One. Now, if I'm gonna use olive oil on my veggies, that's a little bit of fat, right? So, not necessarily gonna log the olive oil used on my veggies because I only used a little bit per all of these veggies, but I do take it into consideration. So, what do I mean by that? I'm gonna use the olive oil veg with a white light meat, and then I'm gonna use my steamed veg with no olive oil with my fattier meat. So I'm gonna use this broccoli with the chicken. Now I could log, I probably should log how many servings of broccoli there are, plus 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and then divide it by how many portions. But it's one of those things that I think it's so minuscule that it doesn't matter. I'm massaging the olive oil into my broccoli right now and continuing to break it up so it's all evenly coated. Give your broccoli a good massage. Okay, from there, whoa. All right, we're crooked. From there, I'm gonna take my garlic salt, and I'm gonna lightly salt the broccolis. Let's see if I can fix this. Tighten, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. There we go. Okay. So that's ready to go, 425. I'm gonna chuck it in here. Whoop. Cam, you guys okay in there? Yeah. Got oddly quiet. Parents, you know what that means. It's like, what is going on? All right, from there, I am going to wash and cut these up. Okay, and I'm gonna lightly toss them on the stovetop. I'm gonna toss them. I'm going to cook them on the stovetop in a wok. Okay, from there I have ground. You already saw my chicken and my burgers, so I'm gonna have the squash and zucchini. I might just steam it. Squash and zucchini with the burgers. I'm gonna have the roasted broccoli with that chicken. I'm gonna take those potatoes. Once they're done boiling, blah, 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 I'm gonna mash them up. Little olive oil, a little garlic salt. I'm gonna have the broccoli with the mashed potatoes and the chicken. I'm gonna have the squash and zucchini with the burger patties, just in like a sandwich then. That'll be my carb with that. So there's not really any more prepping that needs to go with that. It's just, I'm gonna have a veggie with my burger. I could have a side salad too, but I need to use up that squash and zucchini. And then, oh, thank you. And then we have ground turkey, so I'm going to cook up some pasta noodles with the sauce and just have like spaghetti and meat sauce. Spaghetti noodles and meat sauce. So what to cook? Like I said, pick your 3 proteins, your 3 veggies, your 3 carbs and eat what you like to eat. How do you not get sick of it? Don't think too much about it. Mix up your sauces or your hot sauces, or enjoy the food that you cook. I don't know. I think a lot of times we need to look at food differently and just look at it as fuel, and you should enjoy it and it should taste good, but don't give it so much of yourself. So I had a client that used to go out to eat every meal, and he put so much emphasis on like the what he was going to eat. And it was like he spent so much emotional energy on the what, like where he was going to go. Every meal was like an experience. He would go out to lunch with his coworkers and dinners with his wives, and it was like this big experience every time. And he's almost 300 pounds. And his doctor's like, you're diabetic now, you're super unhealthy, blah, blah, blah. And he finally shifted his mindset. And you know what he told me the other day? He goes, I have so much time back. I didn't realize how much time I was spending thinking about food, thinking about what I was going to eat, where I was going to go, and just like obsessing over it. And like, we give too much of ourselves and our lives to food and like what we're going to eat and the experience around it. And when we can just shift it and just be like, yo, it's just food. Like sometimes it should be an experience, and we should go to these nice dinners and have this really great culinary experience, but it can't be every single time. Like we overthink it. So just keep it simple, keep it basic. You're going to feel so good when you just like simplify it. Get your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple veggies and fruits in every day. Get your proteins in, you know, have that balance of carbs and little things that you enjoy, but don't give too much of yourself and your life to food and what you're going to eat and what you're going to cook. Like, just eat the food. Like he says on Napoleon Dynamite, just eat the food, Tina. Just eat the food, Tina. Just eat the food. So hopefully this video was semi-helpful. It was 17 minutes long. So, all right, guys. More questions? Comment if this video was helpful or not, because I'm happy to do like live videos when I meal prep. I just keep it really simple around here though. I know my pictures make it look like I'm this top chef, like Gordon, watch out, but we're super basic around here.